Hey guys, I'm out here at Osborne Landing today and I wanted to show you my newest edition of the Flite, my Moto Davy Tiny Tutor by Flite Test. It's a sweet little 3-channel airplane, and my buddy Darren gave this to me for Christmas, and we had a build party at his house with another friend the other day and put these together. So I actually flew it maiden yesterday at Pole Green Park, which you may have seen that video if I put it out yet. But it was extremely windy for what this airplane is, and it's much calmer today. So I did manage to get it kind of dialed in yesterday, and today I'm looking forward to a nice calm flight and to see what it actually feels like when it's not getting bopped around by the wind. So without further ado, I'm going to get my head cam on here and put her in the air. Do a quick control check here. All right, we're ready to fly. Here we go. Get out of the shadow there. It's a nice, fairly slow flying airplane, pretty lightweight. It does not have ailerons, which I usually like planes that have ailerons, but this is real simple for the build process not to have that. And I am tempted to add my own at some point. I already found a servo, although it's kind of overkill. Let's see if we'll do any aerobatics. I'm going to get a little bit of altitude since I haven't done too much of that with this plane yet. And we'll try a simple loop. It does a loop. All right. Now I'm curious what it's going to do for a roll, because it's just working with a rudder. I think that it should do a roll just fine, but we'll find out. I'm going to come back around and gain a little bit of speed, nose up, and then try for the roll. That's a 3-channel roll for you. No ailerons. It's a little wacky looking, but it does it. Now we're gliding. Let's see how this glide is. Seems okay. Still gliding. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, clipped a tree, but I got away with it. Sorry, guys.
You're fine. They're mesmerized by it.
Just like me. Well, that was an unintentional landing, but I got away with it there. I think I even touched down on the pavement, which is lucky of me. And those pedestrians with the dogs were very kind and gracious, even though I was flying kind of in their space a little bit, so that was nice. Yeah, it's a cool little plane. Get my throttle cut on, yep. So I've got the battery, as you see, kind of pretty much as far forward as it can go. The electronics in there are pretty small, but they do add a little bit of weight, and so I've got them, you can't really see it probably, but I've got the receiver glued to that wall on the inside and the ESC glued opposite that. And then of course right about here and here opposite this side are the servos that operate these push rods for the elevator and rudder. So I would call that a successful flight. It's in one piece. I didn't break the propeller. That was one issue we were having yesterday in the wind. The other guys broke several of their propellers just trying to take off mostly. Since it doesn't have ailerons, if you get just a little bit of a crosswind, it's hard to account for that, and the plane will end up nosing over or winging over. And well, there's a full scale up there. He's plenty high. We've got some space. We're in uncontrolled airspace right now, so I can go up to 400 feet. I just have to keep an eye on the plane and see and avoid. Let's go for another flight. I do think that I would like to add ailerons to this airplane. I think it would just take one servo that I mount in the center of the wing, and that it operates 2 push rods at an angle for the new ailerons if I do that. So my thumbs are very much used to 4-channel flying, keeping the coordination with rudder and ailerons. It's one of the things that I practice a lot and try to do. And so when I'm flying a 3-channel airplane, it's always a little bit, sometimes it doesn't respond how I think it's going to, just because I'm so used to both controls putting in and only one of my thumbs is actually doing anything. And so I might under control, or just doesn't go exactly where I think it's going to go. But it's a great flying airplane, and these flight test kits are very affordable. So for these simple, this plane's called the Tiny Tutor, and if you order the kit, it comes with pre-cut or at least laser cut and scored foam board, so that you don't have to worry about drawing a pattern on the foam. Yeah, it looks great in the air. So it's an affordable way to get into the hobby, and it's also nice because if you crash and break it beyond repair, you can just take the electronics out and get a new kit and build it. Put all the expensive parts, which are the electronics, into the new kit. I think we're gonna try for a landing here. Missed the runway. We're not going to do this downwind takeoff. I'm going to turn around here. What? It does not have any steering besides the airflow over the rudder. So as you see, it's just got this little dragging stick. I don't know what to call it. I forget what that's called. But in order to steer and turn, you pretty much need some airspeed flowing over that rudder, and so the turning's a little tricky on the ground. I gotta say, I love my stickers on this white plane. It looks so good. I got carried away and ordered a bunch of those stickers, and now I'm putting them on just about everything I own, like drone cases and my helmet for my motorcycle and all my airplanes. But you know, I'm glad to have them, because most of the time when I go out flying at a park, I end up talking to people and talking about the hobby and how I like to make YouTube videos. Even though I'm a very small channel, I enjoy it. It's its own hobby for me, making the videos. And so I like the idea of being able to tell people, hey, this is my channel, and there's the sticker so you know what it looks like. You know, I think I might put some more. I already have some expo programmed in on my rudder and elevator channel, but I think I may add a little bit. There's another missed runway. I think I may add a little bit more exponential, I think that means, on the rudder channel, because I don't know, my fat thumbs get a little carried away, and what that does is, when you have expo in, the center stick is centered rudder, and the full deflection is still full deflection on the rudder, but the in-between on the stick is not an even proportion. So the further, I guess at the center area of the stick, the rudder surface is less, it's deflecting less, and that makes the airplane less sensitive. And so you have to put more input in order to get that full throw. And it just kind of makes fine adjustments when you're flying a little bit easier. And I am the sort of guy who likes to make things easier. So I'm going to do that real quick and then see how it feels. So I've got 30% of expo in there already. I'm going to bump it way up to 50 and see how that feels. Alright, this would be a downwind takeoff, but I don't feel any wind right now. I got a little too aggressive on the elevator and I stalled it, and then I just cut the throttle so I wouldn't do any damage. It looks just fine. So I'm going to put a little bit more aggressive throttle in to get it off the ground, and then I'll see how that feels. Not great. I think I broke my propeller. I was talking about the other guys, how they had such issues with just a minor prop strike on the ground would just shatter this thing, and that's exactly what happened here. It really wasn't too bad. There's my other piece of the propeller. Okay, so I joined the club with my other two friends of breaking props on this plane. So that'll be the last flight on this plane today at the park. I do have an extra prop for this at home. I don't think I brought it with me, but that's okay. You guys kind of get the idea and the flavor of this plane. So it's a cool little airplane. It's also lightweight. It's under the 250 gram weight limit for the so it doesn't require registration with the FAA, which is nice and simple. And I definitely recommend, for those of you who might just be interested in getting into this hobby, to start in that category, because it removes some of the, hang on a second, the sub 250 gram category really removes some of the challenges of getting into the hobby, and makes it a little easier for newbies to just get up in the air and have some fun. So I definitely think that's kind of the way to go. Alright guys, well, heading back to my car, and I'm gonna pack it up for today and head on home. I hope y'all have a good day.